Okay, welcome to Spot On Comedy. I'm John Peters, your host. The purpose of Spot On Comedy is to give us an opportunity to practice improvisational comedy, where we just make things up on the spot. That's the goal. So many situations you are in life, there is no script. Conversations, confrontations, people give you accolades. What do you say? Um, if you practice being improvisational or spontaneous, then when you're in the situation, it'll come so much easier. You begin to live a spontaneous lifestyle, which is really exciting. I believe the deeper truths of life are experienced in spontaneity. So I was listening to a lot of YouTube podcasts with different comedians. I especially like the ones with Jerry Seinfeld because he is such has such a scientific approach, detailed, exact approach to comedy. He's like a comedy surgeon, and he was sharing a principle about getting in the flow of comedy. Now, I have to give you a background to this. This Monday, I had written a comedy bit and I gave it for the first time at a local Toastmasters club. There were only 6 people in the room. This is not a ideal situation to do comedy, but you use what you have. So I did my bit. It was so dry and I was so in my head. I got 1 or 2 titters, if that. And more importantly, I felt horrible afterward. And so the next day I've got a battle with my thought life where, John, you stink. Why are you doing this? You're wasting your time. You're getting older and you're wasting your last few precious years trying to make people laugh. You're not going to do it. You'll be 85 and still unfunny. So you got to battle with those thoughts. But the next night, which was Wednesday, um, I had scheduled to do a speech at a different Toastmasters. This is Conestoga Toastmasters in Lancaster. And I did this purposely because I knew the first time you do a bit, it's rough. But then you rewrite and you re-practice. And so I thought, should I do something else? I thought, no, let me do this. But that night I had a dream, incredible dream. In the dream, I was in my living room and I had a gold carpet. And along the carpet was a meandering little stream about this thick, clear water streaming in different curves around my carpet in the living room. And there were ants, groups and groups and continuous groups of ants flowing through the different streams in my on my carpet in my apartment. So I woke up and thought, well, what in the world does that mean? And I thought about ants. There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about how diligent ants are. And that's the pun that God was giving me. He said, John, continue to be diligent, because I had been writing comedy. I'd been practicing at home. He said, you have to be diligent. You have to have material. But when you deliver it, you've got to be in the stream, that subconscious spiritual stream that flows. So that was a dream I had. And so Wednesday, I redid the same speech. It's supposed to be a humor speech. And it killed. It absolutely killed. It did so well that the leader of the meeting, a sweet lady, she said, I rarely laugh out loud at anything that's funny. But John, you made me laugh out loud. And you know how it just feels good when you're doing well. So what changed? What changed was I was in the flow. And I was listening to the subconscious flow. On Monday, when I was going to do the speech the first time, the guy before me did a speech about karate. And it was a serious speech, maybe 1 or 2 titters of laughs. And I had the thought right before I'm going up, I thought, well, let me say this. And what came in my head was this. I would go up there and I would say, thank you for that speech on karate. Actually, when I was 16, I took karate. And they actually taught me how to gouge people's eyes out. You go like this and gouge their eyes out. Now, I'm almost 70, and I've never had an occasion to gouge anybody's eyes out. And I mean, what would you do after you gouge somebody's eyes out? Say, sorry, see you later. Now, that's what I was supposed to say, according to my subconscious flow, but I chickened out and I just went right into the speech. That was Monday where I bombed. Wednesday, the guy before me did a speech about cancer, right? Cancer. Then I get up there, and beforehand, I had this thought go through my head, say this. So I got up and I said what my subconscious flow was saying, which was this. His name was Wally. I said, Wally, thanks you so much for that speech on cancer. I'm trying to do a humorous speech, and you just did nothing but bring the room down. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Okay? And it hit. I got a laugh from everybody in the room, and that set their mind. And then as I did the speech, I ad-libbed. I subtracted and added to my set list and the contents of the speech. I added some jokes that just came in the moment, and I subtracted some things that I didn't think really were appropriate. So I felt very successful. All right. And I even won the best speaker of the night, which was icing on the cake. So what am I saying? I'm saying I'm learning how to flow, have a subconscious flow. I saw an interview years ago on YouTube of Johnny Carson had Robin Williams on the show. And this was very early in Robin Williams' career. It might have been the first time that he was on Johnny Carson. And of course, Robin killed. He always kills. But Johnny was interviewing and said, now I understand kind of what you're doing. You're doing stream of conscious stuff. And that's what we're getting to. We're getting to stream of consciousness. Stream of conscious. You have to be diligent. You have to have the material in your brain, right? Work it enough so it sinks into your heart. But then in the delivery is got to be an outflowing of material and subconscious input. I believe that is one of the hidden keys that I have missed or have been striving to bring to my comedy. So I hope that helps you. Now, the other day, I came across this short clip of Jerry Seinfeld talking about comedy flow. So we're going to play this right now, and I think it'll really benefit you. Here we go.
Is intimately acquainted with the war between you and the negative voice on stage, telling you, why would you even go into this field? It's clearly not your forte.
It's not working. You know? It's not working.
Tennis is very strong. Tennis, golf, and stand-up, if you have to have a strategy for the negative voice, or you won't be able to play.
I would say, like, the code analogy for me is sometimes I forget to say this one thing right before I go out. Have fun.
Oh.
And if I forget to say that and I'm out there and why is this not feeling good?
Right.
I'm not having fun.
Right.
But the good sets are like you're having fun. It's a subtle distinction. But if you forget to have fun and that voice is really loud, the best is when the voice is gone.
Right.
That's the best.
Yeah, it's very hard to completely.
Yeah.
But fun is not really a good.
It's an internal
clinical
feeling.
word. The sports psychology word is flow. That's the state that you seek in writing or performing or socializing. Flow is really the word. It is a bit overused, but there's no better word for it.
Would you accept zone?
Tone?
Zone?
Yeah, zone. I'll accept zone.
Okay.
I'll accept
But
zone.
flow is a little more.
Flow
Nails
has
it.
movement.
Yeah.
And that's what you're always trying to find. You know, let me try and do this bit a little different. Maybe I can find fun or flow. But when you get flowing and then they get flowing and then you don't have to work.
Well, it's like you're enjoying it and they can feel it. And it feeds. It's a feedback loop.
There you go. What a wonderful little clip that is. Thank you, Jerry Seinfeld and fellow comedians there. So this is what I'm learning. I'm not preaching that I've got this together. This is the next morphing of my comedy journey. And it is a journey and it is a marathon. I tried to figure out how many years I've been striving at this foolish comedy thing. And it's almost 13 years now. So God help us all as we try to go out there and make the world a funnier place. So I hope you've enjoyed this little spot on comedy bit. Try your bits out. Try it with the family, friends, enemies, whatever, and be in the moment. You can stay out of your head and just flow with what goes on in your stream of consciousness comedy. Have a good day. Stay funny.